I'm ready when you guys are.
Okay, it's loading, it's launching. And we're up.
Okay.
Good to go.
We good?
Yep.
Excellent. I'm ready when you guys are.
Okay, it's
Sounds
loading,
good.
it's launching.
Good evening, Shaw Avenue families, to our holiday virtual storytelling night. We hope you're all warm and cozy and ready to share in a wonderful experience. Tonight, we will celebrate some of the holidays observed by our colorful and diverse community. We will hear stories about Hanukkah, Kwanzza, Ramadan, Eid, Diwali, Three Kings, and a special guest star to share a Christmas story with us as well. So please sit back, relax, have your hot cocoa ready, and enjoy our first reading. Before I go into the readers, just to introduce, our readers are going to be Miss Jen Lunar, Monique Demori, Shabina Shakur, Sandy Gosine, Miss Christina Alessia Cosme, and Mr. Chris Calarasi, our principal. So on behalf of the PTA, welcome to Story Night, and please sit back, relax, and enjoy the first story about Hanukkah by Miss Lunar.
Good evening, Shaw Avenue families. Tonight is actually the 8th and final night of Hanukkah. And the miracle of Hanukkah is actually that many, many years ago in the temple, the menorah had to burn for 8 nights. However, there was only enough oil for 1 night. But the miracle is that it continued to burn for 8 nights. So some of you may have seen little memes up on Facebook or Instagram, and the way that they relate this to modern day is, imagine your cell phone only had 10% battery left and a miracle happened and it lasted you 8 days. That is basically the miracle of the oil and the menorah for Hanukkah. So tonight I'm going to read to you 8 Hanukkah lights. Before we sing O Hanukkah, I know. Oops, I think I missed a page. Sorry, we went and skipped to the second night. Sorry. Hanukkah is here and lasts for 8 great nights. Let's light the candles for this festival of lights. The shamash is the helper candle. It lights the other 8. One by one, the flames are lit. Then it's time to celebrate. I put the menorah in the window, and then when I am done, I light a candle on the right. Tonight there will be one. Before we sing O Hanukkah, I know just what to do. I take the candles from the box. Tonight there will be 2. I really love the dreidel game. My cousins play with me. But first I add a candle. Tonight there will be 3. My brother and I each get some gelt. That's those chocolate coins that are wrapped. Time to light the candles. Tonight there will be 4. It's almost time for the party. Guests will soon arrive. But first the candles must be lit. Tonight there will be 5. Mom is making her jelly donuts. I help her stir and mix. Then I light the candles. Tonight there will be 6. Grandma makes us latkes. Daddy says they taste like heaven. I taste one after the candles are lit. Tonight there will be 7. I get my last gift tonight and I can hardly wait. First I light the candles. Tonight there will be 8. We've lit the candles from 1 to 8. We've watched them disappear. Family makes Hanukkah fun. Let's do it again next year. And that is the 8 nights of Hanukkah.
Great job, Miss Lunar. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your celebration of Hanukkah. And now to talk about a story about Kwanzza, we have Monique Demori.
Hi, and thank you for this opportunity. I've been celebrating Kwanzaa since 1988, long time. And one of the things I want to say about Kwanzaa before I read the book, Kevin's Kwanzaa, is that Kwanzaa is definitely associated and connected with African American or Black people, but it's a holiday that can be celebrated by all. And it focuses on the Nguzo Saba, which there are 7 principles that are universal. And so it really is a holiday that is open to everyone. It is not a religious holiday, but there is some spirituality connected with it. I will be reading the book entitled Kevin's Kwanzaa. It is authored by Lisa Bullard, and it is illustrated by Constanza Basaluzzo. I'm going to share my screen, and you'll be able to see the pages and pictures in the book, and hopefully hear my voice if my technology works well. So please bear with me. All right. So we're going to get started. This is Kevin's Kwanzaa. Hi, I'm Kevin. See the decorations I'm making? We're getting ready for Kwanzaa. That's a special holiday for my family. My mom says it celebrates our African American culture. Mom puts a mat on a table. I add the candle holder and candles. Mom adds fruits and vegetables. There's an ear of corn for each kid. Next comes the unity cup. Didn't I do a great job decorating it? We put out presents too. Now we're ready for Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa lasts for 7 days, from December 26th until January 1st. We light another candle each night. I can hardly wait for my turn. It's on the last night. Grandpa goes first. Tonight, he lights the black candle. Then Grandpa explains the Kwanzaa word for the first day. Every day has a special word in Swahili. That's an African language. Grandpa's word means unity, and that's sticking together as a group. Grandpa says sticking together is why Kwanzaa began. A man named Dr. Malana Karenga created Kwanzaa in 1966. He wanted to bring African Americans together. He wanted them to feel proud of their shared African background. I guess it worked, because I sure feel proud. Somebody else lights the candle each night. I want to be ready for my turn, so I watch closely. Mom lights the candles on the 3rd night. We talk about helping one another solve problems. Mom says maybe we can work together on my messy bedroom problem. My brother lights the candles on the 5th night. We talk about setting goals to help our community. Right now, I have 2 goals. I want to grow up to be a teacher, and I want to light the Kwanzaa candles. The 6th night of Kwanzaa is my favorite. We go to a big party every year. I boom boom with the drummers, and I stomp stomp with the dancers. I eat and eat. It's the last day of Kwanzaa. I like opening my presents, but I like lighting the candles even more. Grandpa says my special word means faith. He says I should believe in our people every day. That will be like living Kwanzaa all year long. Thank you. It's Kwanzaa.
Thank you so much, Monique, for that beautiful reading. And now I will pass it off to our very own, my partner in crime, Shabina Shakur, to talk about Ramadan, which leads into Eid.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks again for joining us. I'm going to read a little bit about Ramadan, but before I start, I just wanted to give a little bit of background. Ramadan doesn't usually happen. Ramadan doesn't happen around this time of year. This year, it's on a lunar calendar, so it changes every year. Eventually, it will be around this time, but I just wanted to share a little bit of something about Ramadan and Eid, because for us, Eid is kind of like our biggest celebration of the year, kind of like what we're doing here now. So this book is called Tell Me a Little Bit More About Ramadan, and it's about a little girl that wants to learn about Ramadan and why her parents wake up early in the morning. In the middle of the night, Layla hears a sound coming from the kitchen. Rubbing her eyes, she gets out of bed and goes downstairs to see what's happening. Layla finds her family seated at the dining room table, having a meal. A meal at this time, she wonders? The sun is up and so is Layla. I'm hungry, yells Layla. Breakfast is on the table, Mom replies. Layla runs downstairs, sits at the table, and waits for her family. No one's having breakfast? Layla is surprised. In the evening, Layla is pleased to see the whole family at home. Her grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins, almost everyone is there. Layla is very happy. She loves being surrounded by family. But what could be the occasion, Layla asks herself. As the sun goes down, the kitchen gets crowded. Everyone is giving a hand, preparing the meal, and setting the table. Collaboration and family spirit are at their most. Layla would love this great atmosphere every day. The table is ready and everyone is seated. However, no one is eating. The whole family is waiting. Suddenly, Layla hears the call to prayer being called out from the masjid nearby. After breaking the fast and saying the prayer, everyone begins to eat in silence. Layla observes everything without making a sound. When the meal is over, some go to the mosque to pray and others pray at home. The atmosphere is peaceful and comforting. Layla is very happy, yet she really wants to know what the occasion is. Later that night, Layla goes to see her father. Dad, is today a special day? Layla asks. Oh, Layla, it's the first day of the holy month of Ramadan. I'm sorry we didn't tell you. Now, since you're a big girl, let me tell you more, says her dad. During this month, we don't eat or drink from dawn to sunset, Dad says. Layla remembers what she saw earlier that day. So that's why I saw you have a meal in the middle of the night, shouts Layla. Yes, that's right. It's the meal before dawn. But you know, Layla, Ramadan is just not about staying away from food and drink. It's a month of mercy. It's a month of mercy where the doors of heaven are open and we increase our prayers and the recitation of the Quran. Do you know that the Quran was sent down during Ramadan? Dad asked Layla. That's interesting. I didn't know that, Dad, says Layla. Tell me more about Ramadan, says Layla. Ramadan is also a month for good deeds, a month that reminds and teaches us to be forgiving, loving, caring, and generous. I understand. So we are trained to be good during Ramadan so that we can continue to be good every day, Layla adds. That's right, Dad says. During this month, we give charity as well. We help the needy and provide them with good food and many other things that they may need. When you give those in need, you'll be rewarded by God. Dad, can I give some of my toys to the children in need? Asked Layla. That's a great idea, Layla. I'm very proud of you. Dad, I still don't understand. Why don't we not eat and drink during Ramadan? When we don't eat and drink, we understand what it's like to be hungry. So we must always be thankful for what we have and not waste food and remember those who don't have as much to eat. Ramadan is super cool, Dad. Can I fast too? Layla asks. Yes, you can try tomorrow. I'll wake you up for the meal before dawn. Now, you better get to sleep early, Dad says. Yes, I will, Dad. Ramadan Mubarak. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Thank you so much, Shabina, for sharing about Ramadan with us. Next, we have my former partner in crime, Sandy Gostein, who has decided to join us to talk about Diwali.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Noemi, for asking me to do this. I hope everyone's safe and warm. So Diwali is actually one of India's most important festivals. It's celebrated during the months of Kartik, they call it, and it's from October to November. There are symbols and rituals associated with the celebrations, and there are countless amounts of rituals and symbols. Many believe that it's the start of the Hindu New Year, and most businesses use it as a way to close out their year. And really, it's celebrated to elaborate the victory over light over darkness and knowledge over ignorance, good over evil, and hope over despair. And just a few terms that I think is going to be helpful in understanding a little bit more about the story is Dadima is the Hindi word for paternal grandmother. A lenga is a long skirt that's worn. A diya, which I have, is a ghee-based clay lamp. Bindis are usually worn. It's a decorative mark worn in the middle of the forehead by Indian women. Puja is a ritual that's performed by Hindus, and it's their way of offering to God. Lakshmi is a goddess of prosperity. Ganesh is the Hindu god of auspicious beginnings. And Rangoli is a traditional Indian art. It's drawn on the floor with like colored rice, dry flour, colored sand, or flower petals. So the book is called, I don't know, is it upside down? It's probably upside down. I won't show it. It's called The Diwali Gift. And it's about 3 curious monkeys. And it's Suno, who loves singing and dancing, Deko, who loves exploring outdoors, and Jano, who loves reading books. It was the day before Diwali, the most exciting time of the year. Suno had his friends Deko and Jano over for a play date. Just then, the doorbell rang. The 3 curious monkeys ran to open the door. Outside, they found a mysterious box with a note on it. The note read, "Happy Diwali, Suno. I'm sending you, Jano, and Deko a sparkly present for Diwali. Love, Dadima." "What is it?" asked Jano, with eyes gleaming. "It's a present for us from my Dadima," replied Suno. All 3 looked puzzled at the box, wondering what it could be. "I know what it is," exclaimed Deko as he sprang from the sofa. "I bet it's sparklers. It will be so much fun to light them on Diwali night." "Let's open it and find out," they all exclaimed. When they tore open the box, they found a present wrapped in a blue paper with a note that read, "I am round, shiny, so keep me in a safe place. I think Dadima sent me bangles, pink, blue, and gold ones, to go with my new lenga." Suno swirled around the room in delight. "Suno, if these are bangles, then we can't all use them. So it has to be something the 3 of us can enjoy," said Deko. Now, more curious than ever, they ripped apart the blue wrapping paper. Inside, they found 3 small boxes, each with their names on it. The tiny boxes included another note. "I am very auspicious. I'm to be used on Diwali night to keep me in a safe place." Just then, Jano bounced up and down. He knew the secret. "I know, it has to be a diya. Diyas are sparkly, round, and shiny, and auspicious too." Thrilled that they had solved the mystery, the 3 friends danced around the living room in a circle. "On the count of 3, said Jano. 1, 2, 3. Whatever could it be?" Each little monkey ripped open their box and what they saw amazed them. There were no sparklers, there were no shiny bangles, there were not even the Dias. Instead, hidden behind the crumpled tissue was a beautiful silver coin. The coin had delicate images of Lakshmi and Ganesh engraved on one side. On the other side, they noticed their names engraved too. Excited to uncover their special gifts, they called Dadima for a video chat and asked about the coins. Is there chocolate inside? Can I put it on my forehead like a bindi? Is it a big shiny sticker? This is a very special coin, Dadima explained. When you place it in the puja on Diwali night, it makes all of your wishes come true. So always keep it in a safe place. The next day, everyone gathered to celebrate Diwali. Suna twirled in her lenga and shiny bangles. Deko was excited to play with sparklers, and Jano decorated the rangoli with lots of diyas. When it was time for the Lakshmi Puja, the three carefully placed their precious gifts in the puja thali, and everyone enjoyed the festivities. The 3 coins glowed on that special Diwali night. The end.
Thank you, Sandy, so much for sharing with us about Diwali. Now to talk about 3 kings, or los tres reyes, we have our wonderful AP, Christina Alessia Cosme.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. In many Latin countries, including Puerto Rico, we celebrate the Three Kings Day, also known as Dia de los Tres Reyes Magos, known in English as Epiphany. This holiday is celebrated on January 6th of every year. The day marks the end of the 12 days of Christmas and commemorates the 3 wise men, Melchior, Gaspar, and Balthazar, who traveled from afar bringing gifts to baby Jesus. Los Reyes Magos traditionally bring gifts for children during the night of January 5th. Much like the traditional milk and cookies for Santa Claus and his reindeer, children in Puerto Rico would gather grass, hay, or straw in shoe boxes for the Magi's horses or camels. Three Kings Day is to Puerto Rico what Christmas is to the United States, a holiday rooted in religion that people celebrate with family, food, and gift giving. In Puerto Rico, we pay homage to the kings with carnivals, parades, fairs, and feasts. And tonight we're going to celebrate Christmas and Three Kings Day with Pablo and Carlitos, written by Alma Flor Aida and Isabel Campoy. Mom, can I move the 3 kings closer to the manger? Carlitos asked. Yes, but just a little. There are still several days left before January 6th. The best day of the year, says Carlitos excitedly. Dear Kings, he writes, I'm being good. Just once in a while, I talk to my friend Luis. I keep my room neat. Under my bed doesn't count, right? I want a fire truck, a baseball bat and glove, a pair of rollerblades, a soccer ball, and a box of watercolors. That's all. Thank you very much, Carlos Mendez. Have you written your letter to the 3 kings yet? Carlito asked his brother Pablo. Yes, yesterday I put it in my shoes and they've already taken it, Pablo says. Mine too, says Carlitos excitedly. What did you ask for? Pablo asked. A bunch of things. What about you? An electric train, but that's pretty big. I don't think they'll bring me one. Why not? You're really good, Pablo. Yes, but you're not supposed to ask the 3 kings for too much. Presents in January? What are you talking about, guys? Who are the three kings? Marcy asked. They're the ones who bring us presents, Pablo explains. Well, I already got mine. Christmas passed. Santa Claus always brings them to me on Christmas Day, says Marcy. Come here, Carlitos. Let's move the kings a little closer. Okay, Mom. Do the kings come from far away? Yes, this one is Melchior. He comes from Arabia. This is Caspar. He comes from Persia. And that's Balthazar, who comes from Africa. Melchior, Caspar, and Balthazar. I'm glad to know their names because I have to write them another letter. Dear kings, it's Carlitos, the boy who's good, really good. I still want the baseball bat and glove, the rollerblades, the soccer ball, and the box of watercolors. You don't need to bring me the fire truck. Instead, please bring Pablo the electric train he wants. Pablo is very good. He's teaching me how to ride a bike. Thank you, Carlos Mendez. Look at this train. It comes with a station, houses, and trees, Pablo explains. It's nice, isn't it? Marcy says. Yes, it's really nice, Carlito adds. I've got to go. But where are you going, Carlitos? Pablo asks. I have to write another letter. Dear Three Kings, it's Carlitos. You already know who I am. Don't bring me the rollerblades or the watercolors, but please bring Pablo a train with the station, houses, and trees. Pablo taught me how to ride a bike. And since I don't have one, he lets me use his bike. He's the best brother in the world. Thank you, Carlos Mendez. P.S. Check under my bed. It's not messy anymore. There's water and fresh grass for your camels under there. Do your camels have names? If they do, what are they? They brought me the train, Pablo shouts, full of excitement, and with the station, houses, and trees. They only brought me a soccer ball and a letter, says Carlitos, a little disappointed. Have you read it, Dad asked. What does it say, Mom asked. I don't know. Let me see. Dear Carlitos, you're a really good boy. We're happy to see how much you love Pablo. There's something more for you in the garage. Love, the Three Kings. P.S. Our camels thank you for the water and the fresh grass. A bicycle? Carlitos exclaims happily. Good thing you already know how to ride it, says Dad. Now we go riding together, says Pablo. Yes, but that will be later. Come on, the Three Kings Day parade is about to start, says Mom. Thank you, Melchior, Caspar, and Balthazar. The end.
Thank you so much, Ms. Cosme.
You're welcome.
Now, for our last reading of the evening, I think we might have a special guest star. I'm not sure. I think something's coming here.
Ho, 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 ho!
Oh, live from the North Pole. Oops, sorry.
Avenue! Ho, ho, ho! I am here in Mr. Colorasi's house, and he told me how absolutely wonderful you boys and girls are at Shore Avenue. No matter what holidays you celebrate, Hanukkah, Diwali, Ramadan, Eid, Kwanzza, the Three Kings, each and every one of you boys and girls are special, are wonderful, and are Shaw Avenue strong. Ho, 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 ho! I would love to read my favorite story to each and every one of you. 'Twas the night before Christmas. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house, not a creature was stirring. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas would soon be there. The children were nestled, all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. I love sugar plums. And Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out of the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the crest of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With the little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen. On Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop, the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, ho, 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 and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. That guy looks kind of similar. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot. All his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening up his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled. His dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as snow. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed, ho, 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 like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings and then turned with a jerk. And laying his finger aside his nose and giving a nod up the chimney as he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Bye-bye, Shore Avenue. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. Ho, 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 ho."
Thank you, Santa, for that wonderful story. We hoped everyone enjoyed learning about all the different celebrations as much as we did. May your holiday be warm, safe, and healthy. From the PTA, from our individual families, happy holidays and happy new year. And we look forward to an amazing 2021. Good night.